everyone, my name is Irene Tano. I'm from Group 2. Name Group 2 is number 1, Delviana Mary, number 2, Irene Tano, number 3, Margarita Jaja, number 4, Octaviana Abongbole, number 5, Putih Natasha Nararauga, number 6, Putu Pasmiati, and last number, Vanessa Haryanto Mata. On this occasion of the lecture, Mr. Rosdana Mata has assisted us as Group 2, who will bring presentation material with the theme of asset management. But before going into the material, I will mention the subject which is discussed regarding the theme of management. This asset, number 1, definition of asset management. Number 2, asset management goals. Number 3, asset management function. Number 4, asset management benefits. Number 5, asset management cycle. Number 6, management asset classification. And last number, example of asset management. Next, definition of asset management. Asset management is a process of managing demand of acquisition of goods, use and sale of assets to take advantage of service potential and manage risks and lifetime cost of assets. As for the definition of asset according to expert. Number 1, Gima Sugiyama. He argues that asset management is a science and art to get asset management, which includes the process of planning asset requirements, obtaining, inventorying, legal audit, asset operate, maintain, renew or dispose of the transfer asset efficiently. Number 2, according to Dooley D. Siriger, the opinion that asset management is a profession of skill that has not yet fully developed or is popular in the government environment or in a work of agency. Number 3, according to Kaganova and MC Giller, asset management is a decision-making process and its implementation in accordance with a acquisition of and distribution of those assets. And lastly, according to Danilo of Lemmer, said that assets are a methodology of efficiently or fairly allocating resources between valid and competitive goals and objectives. That's my presentation of next subject will be by friend Octaviana Abongbole. Thank you.
Hello guys, my name is Octaviana. I'm from Group 2 and I will present the presentation on slide 4. On the slide 4, whose materials is about asset management goals. Report from www.onlinetext.com. There are 8 objectives of asset management. The first is ensure the ownership status of an asset. Second is conduct an inventory of assets and asset owned. Third is maintain that asset value remains high and has a long lifespan. In fourth, ensuring an asset can generate maximum profit. In five, achieve optimal use and utilization of asset. In six, minimize costs over the life of an asset. In seven, for the purpose of security asset. And in eight is as a reference in preparing and the balance sheets in the accounting report. That's my presentation about the asset management goals. Next, there will be material from my friends about asset management function. Thanks for watching.
Hi everybody, I'm Delviana Mary. I will present a paper on asset management. In this section, I explain the function of asset management. Asset management function is 1. Asset management planning. Explain is taking specific action to procure new assets which can be in the form of land, building and other assets. 2. Procurement. Purchasing refers to a business or organization that seeks to acquire goods and services to achieve a goal. 3. Inventory. Inventory or stock to the goods and materials a business has for final results production of a purpose. 4. Legal audit. Legal audit is a legislation management practice risk management tool used by insecure and other consumers of legal services to determine of early billing errors, abuses, and invention exist by careful examining and identifying unreasonable unauthorized fees and expenses. 5. Operating assets. Operating assets are assets that can be used for daily needs, both personal and business needs. 7. Asset maintenance. Asset maintenance is maintaining the condition of the asset so that it continues to function properly or in an effort to improve of the shape of the assets as well as guard against damaging effects. 7. Asset elimination is a process or activities that has the aim of removing and destroying regional assets and property of DBM from the inventory leads because the goods or assets have no use or can no longer function for the benefit of the service. 8. Asset transmutation. Namely, the transfer of fund or assets from surplus unit to deficit units. In the case, the source of funds provided to borrower comes from the owner of the funds, namely surplus unit, use time period can be adjusted according to the wishes of the owner of the funds.
Hello, my name is Putu Pasmiti. I will presentation benefit of asset management in the company. Number 1, can maintain asset value. The benefit of asset management is that it can keep the value of asset in a company high, because if there is damage to the asset, it can cause a decrease in the selling value of the asset. However, to maintain asset value, the company must provide adequate operational cash so that it can produce high output in accordance with company goals. Number 2, stabilizing the right asset management. By choosing the right asset to invest, it will account fund owner and the maintain asset worth is by setting the right asset. The benefit of managing assets can also be a barrier to setting finance in the right direction. Number 3, can monitoring asset depreciation. For every company, one of the risks that you need to be aware of with the use of fixed asset in the course of depreciation. A depreciation can occur on the asset starting from the depreciation of the function to its value. However, to make it easier for you to control and also monitor the repetition of this asset management is very necessary. This asset report must later be included in the financial statement, be it relates to the value of money owned by the company. Number 4, improve asset security. Assets with a considerable amount in one company cannot be controlled one by one. By implementing asset management, you can minimize the loss of company asset or damage. The application of asset management is needed by a company. Choose this asset will be stored, property, safety, and protect. Number 5, creating risk management. Risk management is a method for identifying, analyzing, assessing, controlling, avoiding, minimizing, and even eliminating threat in a company. This risk management is a very important and very necessary to grow the company's awareness of the dangers and risks of the asset owner. In applying this risk management is also very helpful for the company to manage the courting that may occur in the company. Companies that have implemented asset management should also have to implement risk management as well to protect assets from various unexpected threats. The application of asset management alone is something just that the asset is deficit safe and does not consider possible threats that may occur in the future. Can be smart in preparing an asset purchase budget by determining the house property and saving expense. Number 7 and last, facilitate budgeting arrangements. With asset management, every budget preparation in the form of cost, purchase of goods, and so on will be much more flexible. In preparation the budget, the company knows which asset need maintenance or renewal, which owners cannot be renovated.
Introduce, my name Putri Natasiana Roga from Group 2. I will present material about the management cycle. Asset management cycle. In managing the asset of a company, there are cycles that must be carried out sequentially so that the final management process is function optimally. The following are the stages of the cycle in order. 1. Asset requirements planning.
This is the first and most strategic step in the asset management process. Asset needs planning must be able to provide information about the level of company needs for fixed assets that will be managed both long-term and short-term management. 2. Asset procurement. The next stage in the cycle is asset procurement, which is a series of activities to obtain assets that are carried out both by the company's internal parties and by external parties appointed as profit of the asset concerned. 3. Asset inventory. At this stage, the company collects data and resort tangible and intangible assets by providing an asset code and writing information about an asset such as asset location, asset area, asset acquisition price, asset allocation, proof of asset ownership, identity of the person in charge, and asset specification. 4. Legal asset audit, also known as legal due diligence. This is the stage of auditing or examining the ownership status of assets, procurement systems and procedures, transfer system and follow, as well as looking for legal issues related to assets and finding appropriate solutions. 5. Asset operation and maintenance. The company assesses all assets in business process according to their respective functions. Then the company also carries out asset maintenance so that it can function optimally. 6. Asset valuations. The company determines the value of its asset to clearly know the value of the assets owned, transferred or written off. 7. Asset disposal and disposal. If an asset can no longer be used, the company will decide to write off the asset by transferring it or destroying it. 8. Asset update. Some of the assets that are considered unable to work optimally can still be updated so that they can still be utilized by the company. Thank you for watching my presentation and happy watching the presentation on the next slide.
Hello, my name is Vanessa Tomata. I'm from Group 2. I will continue the presentation with the management asset classification material. There are two types of asset which are follows. 1. Intangible asset, which means an asset or wealth is visible and shaped. The model asset formed between them, buildings, land, roads, equipment, and so on. 2. An intangible asset is an asset or wealth is not physically shaped. The model material asset, rights, copyrights, and patent. For the purpose of its use is 1. Asset for commercial purpose. Asset with commercial objective like land and building shop. 2. Non-commercial purpose asset. Non-commercial asset like government asset like roads, reservoirs, and irrigation, hospital, school, and others. Next, based on his specific relationship to asset management between them as follows. 1. Financial asset. Financial asset is a type of asset of intangible asset. Example include stock, bonds, and mutual fund. 2. Physical asset. Physical asset is a term used to describe tangible asset such as property, equipment, furniture, supplies, and consumables. 3. Human asset. Human assets are the accumulation of knowledge, skill, experience, and other relevant workforce attributes within an organization. Workforce and drive productivity, performance, and achievement of strategic goals. 4. Asset information. An information asset is a definite piece of information stored in any way, not easy to replace without cost, expertise, time, resources, and combination thereof, and recognized being of value to the organization. Examples of information asset: databases, data files, system documentation, user manual, training materials, and procedures. And 5. Immaterial asset. Immaterial assets are type of company fixed asset that cannot be physically stated. Example of intangible asset are patents, copyrights, trademarks, reserve fees, legality, deferred development fees, and natural resource exploitation right. Thank you.
Guys, my full name is Margarita Jaja. I am from Group 2. Example: asset management. Asset management refers to a systematic approach to the governance and realization of value from the things that a group or entity is responsible for over their whole life cycles. It may apply both to tangible assets or physical objects such as buildings or equipment, and to intangible assets such as human capital, intellectual property, goodwill, or finance assets. The first, high-end asset management institutions. The second, mid-range asset management firms. Third, digital asset management tools. Fourth, individual asset managers. Thank you for your attention. More or less sorry. That's the end of our presentation. Hopefully it will be useful for all of us. If there are questions, objections, or advice from all of us, time and opportunities we provide. Thank you.